Good morning everybody, Nick from Meat Smoke Fire here and welcome back. It's been a while. We did one live cook or a couple of live cooks over the summer, but now we're back and hopefully we'll be doing it pretty much every week. So yeah, welcome back. So today, usual story, 3 cooks, sort of don't work together, but we're going to do it anyway. So one will be our lunch, one will be our dinner, and one will be our dessert at some point, which should be good. Anyway, let me show you who we've got. So, Andy on camera. So, haven't seen her in ages, so it's lovely to have her back. Over by the fire, oh look at that. Warming the ladies, the RB73.
Morning.
Helena on keyboard and answering your questions. Mama drinking as usual.
Good morning.
Some beautiful flowers from one of our customers from yesterday. I won't say who it was, but thank you so much. Those are lovely. What a surprise. Anyway, right, hand you back to Andy. I've got you round the wrong way, Andy.
Yeah. Thank you.
Cool, that's going to make them feel sick. Right, we've already started little bits and bobs, so I'm going to get cracking because there's a whole load to slot in today. Now, this week, finally, the Let's Q Tandoor rings came in. So thank you to all of you who've bought them. They're going out the door faster than, well, can't be faster than I can pack them because I've got to send them, but it feels like that. So skewers, slot on the top, and that bit hangs on the top of your egg. So we're going to use it today. Got to. So we're going to make a curry. So you'll be able to use yours. But first I'm going to start with the sauce. So on this egg, set 160 degrees. We have a direct cook. We've got some onions that have been sweating down in there. They've been in for about 45 minutes at 160. They've gone lovely and golden. And to those, we're now going to add all of our spices. So in here, I have, in fact, I'll do the spices first because I need to cook them off a bit. So Andy will tell you all the measurements for these because I've taught her this before, but we're going to have half a teaspoon of turmeric.
I knew that.
Yeah. We're going to have about just under 3/4 of a teaspoon of cumin.
Yep.
We are going to have some coriander. How much, Andy?
About that much.
Teaspoon of coriander. She does know all this.
Look, I'm out of practice, man. Don't. I'm struggling.
About a teaspoon and a half, 2 teaspoons of garam masala.
Yeah.
Get that in. We need a bit of kick from chili powder. So we're going to go with a teaspoon today. We'll go a bit spiky.
Yeah.
Teaspoon of chili powder. This one is particularly hot. So judge it by your own chili powder. We've been caught out by this one a few times. In the onions already, I had got some fennel seeds. So those are cooked in there. The garden has been smelling beautiful. So I'm just going to stir those in and we'll just start to get those spices doing their thing. To it, I'm going to add some fenugreek seeds. A teaspoon, something like that.
Keep going.
You like these?
Yeah.
Okay. She doesn't know. Fenugreek.
I've had many a curry here.
This is curry number 42. It's got a stupid name because I put the same, it feels like I put the same things in each time and they all taste different. So this I am trying to get right. And these are nigella seeds, so onion seeds. So I'm just going to put in a teaspoon and a half, something like that in there. And we'll give those all a good stir. What we're trying to do now is just get those spices to release all their oils. Oh, it's smelling good already. Perfect. To that, we've got tomato puree, 2 tablespoons and a half. We've got a teaspoon of black pepper, teaspoon of salt, and 3 teaspoons of sugar. So you need a bit of sugar in there just to sweeten up a little bit. So we'll get those in, get those mixed in. This is going to be so nice. Now you could cook it for a bit longer, but in the interest of time, I'm going to go straight in. So I'm going to add 2 of these Knorr stock cubes. or stock
Pots.
If you've got normal stock, you can use that. Chicken stock. I'm going to add a little bit of white wine vinegar because you will need to balance it. So you need an acid, you need sweetness, and then the chili in there. So I'm going to add in about a tablespoon white wine vinegar and then some water. So it's about 400 millilitres of water. And we'll get that going. We're going to add some yogurt to it a bit later, but we'll get the sauce going and then I'll start to get the chicken ready that we're going to put into it. Okay, so pretty simple. Just blow my nose. Right. So, I think we've made this before, the Parmjit's chicken tikka. So Parmjit was an ex-colleague of mine. Worked with him at Atos years ago. He gave me the recipe. We've made it ever since. It's a winner. Everybody likes it. You can cook the chicken. You can either use chicken breasts. Chicken thighs are better, which I've left in the fridge outside, I think.
Normal service is
normal
resumed.
service resumed. Got the lamb for the next dish.
And off she goes.
Yeah. I knew I'd forgotten something. Anyway, doesn't really matter, but we've been doing Parmjit's chicken tikka for years. Everybody loves it.
Yeah.
So absolute winner. So we're just going to get a bowl to make it.
Sarah, Rob, Sol and Lexi had their tikka masala last week, didn't
did.
they? So
I
they had
saw.
it last Saturday night.
Thank you. So I've got a teaspoon of cumin. I've got half a teaspoon of turmeric. I've got a teaspoon of of salt. I've got 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika. So those are going to go in our bowl. I have some grated ginger, about a tablespoon, a clove of garlic. Underneath there you can't really see them, but there are some I bashed them in the mortar and pestle, cardamom pods. I've taken the seeds out of the pods and bashed those up, and then we've got some chili powder. So those are all going in. And then we're going to put in some lovely herbs, fresh herbs. So the recipe says a little bit less than this, but if you go a bit bigger, it doesn't matter. So we've got coriander and mint. It says a teaspoon of each. I tend to go a bit bigger sometimes. Doesn't matter. So I'm going to scrunch them all up, grab my knife, and then if you just, once they're all scrunched, you can just chop across them. Sorry, everything's shaking.
Steve says, stick it all in the Thermomix.
Yes, Steve, we could put it all in. Steve was with us last weekend for a class, and he is mad on his Thermomix. So yeah, you could stick this in the Thermomix, in the blender. So we'll put those herbs in there.
Yeah, he doesn't have to wash it up though.
Yeah, there you go. And somewhere I have put my yogurt.
Yeah, it's by there.
And I just use, normally we'd use homemade Greek yogurt, but we haven't made it this week. Get rid of that.
Oh, I can smell that, those chopped up herbs. Nice.
Beautiful. We're gonna, it's about 100, maybe a little bit more, millilitres. So we get that in and we just mix this all together. And this is our tikka paste. So the colours are stunning. And to that, I'm just going to put juice of a lemon. Don't worry if you get the pips in, because they'll just fall off when we're cooking it. So I don't even bother trying to get them out. So that's our tikka marinade. And to that now we need to add those chicken thighs. So I've bought bone in, skin on chicken thighs. If you want, you can buy them skinned and deboned, but they cost a whole load more, and it's so easy to do. So peel the skin off, put it to one side. You can fry that, it's delicious. So just put it on a plancha, a little bit of salt on it, goes into chicken cracklings. So I'm just going to take the skins off the 4 of these. and I'll show you then how to debone them because it's dead easy and dead quick. Okay, so you will have a thigh bone that, and you can see it at this end and there. So I just run them, I've got a boning knife so it's flexible. Run it down the outside, both sides of that bone, and then you can get the knife under one end. And I'm going to do this multiple times. Lift the bone out a bit and just scrape it. Now you'll get this cartilage bit at the bottom. I don't know if you can see that, Andy.
Yeah.
Just cut around it. If you waste a little bit, it doesn't matter because they are so cheap. And that is a boned chicken thigh. So it will be a sort of a rectangular shape, and I normally just chop them into 3 like that, and they can go into our marinade. So I'll do a couple more just to show you again. So down that bone, either side of the bone, but not all the way through the chicken. Get your knife underneath and cut away from you, and then you can just scrape it down the bone. Simple as that. Chop the end off, and then if there's any cartilage, there's a bit there, can you see? Probably difficult on Insta. You can just cut that out. Now Mick is on this morning, who was a butcher, ex-butcher.
He is on this morning.
He was on a class yesterday, and he'll probably tell me I'm doing it all wrong.
We'll wait for comments.
So he was really good fun. But he'd been a butcher back in the day, and yeah, absolute hoot yesterday. I won't tell you his other jobs or other jobs that he claimed to have had. He was a good character. So one more of these, and then we'll get these. Now, ideally, you want to marinate these for a few hours. Left a bit there, bit of cartilage. Again, into 3. Perfect. So those are all in our tikka paste. We'll mix them up. You can use chicken thighs, you can use chicken breast. The thighs are just so much nicer. You get more flavour, they're more moist.
Juicier, aren't they?
Juicier.
Yeah.
So, and we'll put those then in the fridge to do their thing. And in good Blue Peter style, here's some I made earlier.
Dinner.
So these have been marinating.
Nick says crumbles.
Yeah. I'm just going to take one of the Tandoor skewers. Now people have asked, does the chicken fall off? If you look at the skewers, they've been pinched. So they go wide and fat and wide and fat. So the idea is I get those little squares and I fold them and then push the skewers through. And I put about 5 bits onto each skewer. And if they're a bit wobbly, you can zigzag them through. And the gravity, because they're
Dimpled.
they stay on there. So I'll do a couple of these. I know this isn't the most enthralling bit, but we do need to cook something. So that one's on there. And again, I'll wash my hands in a minute.
Oh, hold on.
That's all right. Here's some I threaded earlier. So I'll add that one to those.
Scrammy.
And we'll do one more. How come I've got, oh no, I've got 4, okay. We'll do 5. There are 6 skewers in the set, but we'll just use 5 today. We've got only enough chicken for 5. So we get these on. So who have we got on, Helena, while I'm doing this?
Well,
So you might
I'll
need to
go
go over
over,
there, Andy.
yeah.
So
2 seconds.
Mine a moment in that I managed to disconnect myself.
Oh.
But we've had up to about 40 people. So we've got Mark on, who came on one of the classes. We've got Mick. We've got Phil Nurse. We've got Darren
Morning, Phil.
Churchill. We've got Brisket for a Brisket. We've got Joe Bentley. We've got Will's Grill Shack. We've got Lucy Mackay. Oh, we've got Angus on as well.
Morning Angus, morning Lucy. I was up doing a private class with those guys.
We've got Karen on, we've got the Barbecue Medic, we've got Martin Sheridan, Chris Rawlinson, Steve, Martin Hawkins, UK Barbecue Week, Phil Richards,
Wow.
Ben Slater, Paul Dormer,
Is Ben in his tractor?
Sarah, Scott, Nick from Brighton.
Morning, Nick. Nick came up and did a Thai class with us last weekend.
Yep.
With
Cool.
Phil. Ah, cracking. Lovely, lovely food. Amazing food.
Cool.
And we'll be doing more of those next year.
Cork Barbecue, Steve from Histon, Jeanette Harvey.
Wow.
Tim McGlashan, yeah, loads on
Wow.
this morning.
Morning, everybody.
So I've said to them that we're going to be doing a series of Christmas cooks. What do you want to see us cook?
There you go. So yeah,
We've
we've
only had 2 answers so far.
turkey.
No. Stollen.
Stollen, oh nice.
Mulled wine.
Mulled wine, yeah, we could do a mulled
cider.
mulled wine, mulled cider, perfect. Just checking out my eggs to see what temperature they're at. Perfect. Good. I'll open this one up a bit for a bit. I'll tell you what we're cooking. So, right, let's have a look at our curry, Andy. So we've got a beautiful curry sauce there. It's a bit steamy. Now, ideally, you cook this a little bit longer, but we'll put it back on later. I'm going to put some yogurt into it. So we've got our Greek yogurt, nice and thick. Can go in, make it really rich, really creamy. Pop that in, give it a stir. Smells good.
Yeah.
Colour
Epic.
changes. Oh, look at that. That is going to be a stunner. We'll do a mini serving later. So I'm going to take this off now because I want to use this egg for the tikka part of it. And this sauce you can reheat, no issues with that. So I'm going to take it off. I'll pop it over here, out the way.
Can you freeze it, Nick, the sauce?
Don't see why not. Yeah, we freeze our curries. We don't, well, not very often, we tend to eat them all. Right, so now we're going to change the settings of this egg. So we're going to, so I've taken everything out. We've just got charcoal in the bottom. Sorry, there's me poking all the ash. I'm going to take the lid off, so the top's coming off. If it's stuck on your egg, just lever it with your fingers when it's cooler. Don't force it with anything else. Don't break your egg trying to get it off. Or get your fingers under when you've got a set of oven gloves on. When it's warmer, it might come off more easily. But I tend to take mine off once a month, just to make sure they don't get stuck on. So then we're going to put our tandoor ring in the top. So that just sits on the top. I've had a question, does it fit the Kamado Joe? Yes, it does. So then we've got our chicken here. We're going to turn our egg up a bit. Now, obviously you can't control the temperature at the top here. Although there is a little trick that I'll show you in a minute. But what we want to do is get this up to 200-ish. So I'm going to open the bottom about 3 and a bit fingers wide. So sort of, yeah?
Yep.
That temperature is going to come up, and what we're going to do is put our skewers in. So lower them in and clip them into one of the side bits. Simple as that. Nothing should fall off, he says. So we'll pop all of these on, and these are going to cook.
Oh, it smells epic.
Now the difficult bit on these, when you're doing them, is then turning them when you've got a set of oven gloves on. But that's the hardest bit. And we'll leave those to cook. We need to get those above 74. That's when chicken's cooked. Because they're thigh meat, they're actually better if you cook them longer.
Because they're what, sorry?
They're thigh.
Okay.
So it'll break down the muscles better. So I take them normally to 85, 90. That's absolutely fine. If you haven't got a tandoor ring, you can just put them on a stainless steel grid or a cast iron grid, but you'll just get little burn marks on them. This way you get a much nicer, I prefer it, much nicer cook. I was a bit sceptical about this, but now we've cooked on it, we love it. Plus we sell them. It's a bit naughty. Anyway, right. I need to do a bit of tidying up. Let's get those out the way. So next we're going to do a Helena dish. I'm just going to wash my hands. Well, let me tidy this a little bit more. I didn't bring the wipes out. I'm going to swap it for a different board. You don't see me doing that very often. Just grab a yellow one for now. So Need to wash my hands, just touched the chicken. Any questions, Helena?
Okay, so Sue has said, would you stick onion on the bottom just to make sure it doesn't slide off?
You could do that, but onion, when it cooks, is going to get soft. So it'll probably fall off itself.
But we've not found that it falls off.
No, it doesn't. I don't. Somebody reported it was falling off. I've not had anything fall off mine. You try not to catch it as you're pulling it out the top. It'll probably help. But right, crumbles. As you all know, I'm the baking king. I've never made this recipe. This is a Helena recipe, so we'll see how we do. At the bottom of this bowl, we're cheating a little bit. We have got flour and butter mixed together. Helena has published the recipe. It's on the website.
And I use the Thermomix.
And we use the Thermomix, Steve. On the top of this bowl, we've got oats and sugar. And so all I need to do is mix those together, and this will be our crumble topping. Now, we could have done the whole lot in the Thermomix. So that will do for our topping. Quick and simple. Now this is rumkopf. So you might all want to start this, to do one of these. So it's all the leftover bits of dried fruit and currants and sultanas, and we've got apricot in here and whatever else. And then it's a whole load of bits of booze. So there's vodka in here, there's gin, there's brandy, there's, what else is in here?
I think there was a bit of
Martini. Oh yeah, we had a martini left over from a pit queue. No, it wasn't. It was the Hawksmoor box that went in here. Just booze. A little bit of sugar. No sugar. Plenty of fruit in there. Anyway, so that's called rumkopf. So that's just been steeping for a couple of months. In here we have apple with a bit of lime juice, a little bit of sugar over the top, and I'm just going to get some of this boozy stuff, chuck it in. We'll do about, how many of these? 4 dessert spoons in your recipe. These, anyway, we're going in.
A lot of people have said leftover alcohol.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of leftover alcohol, but you know, we might have made that bit up to make us sound a little bit better. With Mama around, there's never anything left over. So, but we're just going to mix all that together. So we've got apple, we've got those raisins, we've got all that boozy liquid in there, and now I've got 6 little ramekin pots. Now I might have too much here, so we can make some more another day. And I'm going to put it in.
Do you have to grease them at all, Helena? No.
Let's hope not, because I haven't.
No, that's why I just thought I'd ask the question.
Ooh, a lot of apple in that one. So beautiful.
Oh, that's quite potent, that thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's all the booze. Oh look, she's coming over to check now.
Just checking chicken. So did you tell everyone that there's a little bit of sugar in there?
Yes.
Did
Yeah.
you put the honey in?
Oh no, I forgot the honey. I'll do that over the top. It'll work. Jeez. See, that's why you don't let me do baking. Right. And obviously this is the honey that was in that bit. Has she opened it even? Oh yeah, a little bit of honey on each, just to sweeten them. I'll tell you, it works better this way, Helena. Just saying. We'll get the crumble onto the top. So good dollop. Now I'm a crumble man.
Me. Oh, and I'm a, yeah.
Crumble lady.
Yep.
The more crumble, the better.
Yeah.
Is Sue Stoneman on today?
Yes, she is.
Mm-hmm.
Morning, Sue. She is the baking queen. Oh, Sue and Coco. Coco on?
I haven't seen Coco.
Thank you. Well, if she watches this, thank you, Coco. She sent us a sourdough the other day. We've never met Coco, but she knows somebody who is friends with our neighbours. And so she sent us a sourdough over, which was beautiful. They looking good. Right, let's take those over.
You should be able to use all of that.
Oh, she's telling me I need to finish using it. Right,
Don't waste it.
we'll get it on there. I did say I like crumble.
Yeah, well, I normally pile it up a little bit.
Right, thanks, miss.
Right.
So this egg,
Mind the post.
little bit, yeah, mind the post, Andy, little bit cooler than we want. We want 220, so I'm going to open it up a bit. Sitting at 200. We'll open the bottom a little bit. So the bottom is about halfway. The top is a quarter moon. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Inside the egg, I have a convector, a baking stone, and just the two separated. I've got them in the expander system, but you don't have to. We'll put all 6 on. Make them look pretty. They're going to go in for about 20 to 25 minutes.
All right.
Ta-da.
Are we setting Siri?
Have I set Siri?
Yeah.
Hey Siri, set a timer for 25 minutes.
25 minutes.
There we go. Right. So let me just do a tiny bit of tidying here because this is a car crash. Oops. That can go out the way. Pop that over there. What's yellow? Today yellow is oh, it's yellow, yeah, yellow's cooked meat. I can't use cooked meat. Dairy, I want brown, isn't it? Oh, no, I've taken the sign down. Anyway, right. So the last dish we're going to do is, so we've got, let's do a recap.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a curry sauce sitting over here, cooling down. We'll put it back in a bit. We've got our Tandoor chicken skewers. So I'll pull one of those out so you can see this has gone up to 250. So I'm going to turn it down a little bit.
I've got a question in a minute.
Yeah. Cooking nicely
look.
in there.
Mm-mm.
So, and if you want to turn them round, you just twizzle them 180 degrees, the skewers, and then clip them back in. That's probably the hardest thing to do. Just don't drop them down, drop them inside. There you go. But those will all be cooking nicely. So we've got our chicken tikka cooking there. We've got our barbecue, our curry sauce over there. We've got our apple on there, and now we're going to do lahmacun, which is a Turkish pizza, sort of, or a kebab cross.
Before you get into
Yes.
I've got 2 questions.
Yes.
So someone has asked, how do you stop your surfaces rusting?
How do I stop the surfaces rusting? I don't. So
We're doing a-
I'm going to show you. That one is kind of nice and rusty, but when I want to use them, I season them. So basically, rub them with aluminium foil, scrunched up aluminium foil. We use Costco thick stuff. It's really good. Scrub them with that, knock the worst of the rust off, and then get a cloth with some oil on it and just oil them, and then put them into your egg and heat them up, and they will go back to new. Same goes for the cast iron planchers, anything like that. So yeah, easy.
Okay, another question.
Okay, next question.
Does the Egg Genius work in all weathers?
The Egg Genius does work in all weathers, but it's not waterproof. So what I tend to do, if you've got it on a table where you can put a bag or I put a Tupperware pot over the top of it just to keep like a rain cap. I run mine off a mobile phone. This is the Egg Genius is by the way is a controller for your egg. I run it off a mobile phone charger that costs a tenner with a little USB cable, and so if I break that, I don't care. I've never broken one, but I haven't got it plugged into the mains, so it's a little bit better. I've not broken an Egg Genius. I always put plastic over the top, but you do need to make sure the air can get at it because it's got to blow the air in.
Final question.
Last question.
What was the pan you were using for the curry sauce?
What was the pan I was using for the curry sauce? This is a Dutch oven. This one is a Lodge Dutch oven. It's the Lodge Dual. Can't think of its name. I can put a link up to it later. It has a skillet for a lid. So it's got a little handle so it goes in. I prefer this to the Big Green Egg cast iron Dutch oven because there on that the lid has a handle at the top, so you can't use the lid as a skillet. So I use this. Otherwise, the 2 enamel Dutch ovens would work perfectly well that Big Green Egg do, and those have got lids that can be skillets. So I like the dual functionality. But that's a Lodge one. It's on Amazon. I'll link it on my site. Right. Lahmacun is pizza, so we've got a dough that I made earlier. This is possibly the easiest dough to make. I'll take it out of the cling in a minute. It is just 450 grams of plain flour, not bread flour, just plain flour, a teaspoon of salt and 250 millilitres of water, and you just mix it up and then you leave it as a dough. It's not got any yeast in it, it's not going to rise. It's not a pizza base, it's more like a flatbread. So there's no leavening agent in it. The recipe isn't on the website yet, but it will be this afternoon.
Yeah, you say that.
Yeah, wow. We'll see. So I'll show you how. That's just the bottom. But for the topping, we've got minced lamb. So it's supposed to be 400 grams. This is a bit much. This is 500. So it's just lamb. Oh, I should show you what I'm putting it into.
Yeah.
We've got 2 onions finely sliced. We've got 2 tomatoes, tablespoon and a half of tomato puree, and some parsley.
Is the puree from the middle of the tube?
But it wasn't. It was from the end of the tube, so it's not going to be the best puree.
No, just saying.
Yeah. The middle of the standing joke. If you haven't seen this, I always pick up the tomato puree and I always squeeze it in the middle because that's where the best bit is. But no, that was the end of a tube.
You believe it.
Into it, we're going to add a teaspoon of cumin, teaspoon of paprika, teaspoon of black pepper, and a teaspoon of salt. So they're all going in there. And a tablespoon of white wine vinegar, which is a bit murky mine, and a couple of tablespoons of water. So I'm not going to put all of that in, I don't think I need it all. And then we're just going to mix these together. So if you've got kids, this is get them in there. If you've got a Thermomix, Steve, you could use that.
Barbecue Megan says Tikka Paste is converted then to be used for pizza, but she does add a tablespoon of oil.
Okay, yeah. Don't see why not. We could add oil to it. The lamb has got a lot of fat in it already, so we're just going to scrunch it up. You just want to. We're getting Chopsy over there. She's asking if I'm throwing it all over the patio. Of course I'm throwing it all over the patio. That's how I work. That's why I have to do all my kitchen stuff outside. Now, if you make too much of this, it's a great topping. So, yeah, I mean, you can freeze it. So we have got some in the freezer, which I forgot to get out. It's a lot better if I show you what we're doing. Right, that's mixed up enough. Didn't see that. Just gonna wash my hands.
We need to have some kind of like signal so that I flip the camera away.
I've got my tea towel today as well.
You want a tea towel?
No, he's got the back of his trousers, isn't he?
They know me too well. Right, we're going to get some of this dough. Now this should be enough to make 10 of these little these pizzas. So you don't need much at all. So we're going to take just a little dollop. What are you laughing at?
Sarah's just said she's there watching you on the Mac and you're super size.
I'm super size anyway. So I'm just going to fold it in so it makes like a round, roughly. Turn it over. Grab my rolling pin, and what you want to do is roll these super thin. They're not a pizza. It's a flat, unleavened bread. So we need these like a couple of mil thick, and they're not supposed to be huge. Oh, that's a bit warm. That'll do. Oh, you chop the edge off there. What's special? What's up now? We're getting Chopsy comments.
From your sister-in-law.
What's she saying?
So the Brinsfords are on. We've got Mark and Wendy, and now Ash is on.
Morning, the Brinsfords. How are you, Ash? Hope you're good.
Mark
we need to sort out that golf mark. Played golf with Ash and Mark and didn't do myself any favours that day. It was rubbish. Anyway, right, so we've got our bread. We're just going to take a dollop of our topping, and what you want to do is spread it out, but spread it out sparsely. This isn't supposed to be a thick pizza. You want to have a few little gaps. Just a tiny bit more. How's that look? That looks all right. So, you could now either try and get it onto your pizza peel, or if you are lucky enough to own a super peel, which is one of these with a like conveyor belt thing, you should just be able to pick it up like that.
Very professional, that was.
That was really good. And if Alex is on for yesterday, it was Alex who asked about that yesterday, wasn't it? Yeah, that's how you do it. No. So we're going to pop it on this egg. This egg is up nice and hot, 300 degrees. It's got a baking stone, our convector feet up, just like we would have for a pizza. Our baking stone on the top, and all we're going to do is pop this on, and it's going to take about 5 minutes to cook. So,
I like it. And zhuzh toppings, that's a good word.
a zhuzh of toppings. Yeah.
I've called it a Turkish thingamajig.
Lahmacun. So I'll make another one, since this is what we're going to have.
Can you just repeat the dough ingredients?
Yeah, so the dough ingredients, dead easy. 450 grams of plain flour, not strong bread flour, plain flour. 250 grams or millilitres of water. 10 grams or a teaspoon of salt. Simple as. Get out of here, wasp. So we'll roll out another one, but you've got to get these super thin. We need to check our chicken in a second. Now, if you're thinking about getting a tandoor ring for your egg or kamado, don't leave it too long. At the current rate of sales, they'll be gone by Tuesday. You lot are nuts.
But we're grateful.
Oh, we are, but yeah, I'll have to get more ordered for Christmas at this rate, which is going to be difficult because things are taking.
They're not going to come through, are they?
Things are taking 5 weeks to get through the ports at the moment. It's just nuts. I think you've seen it on the news how nothing is getting through. There's backlogs. We've got tandoor rings in stock. Tandoor rings, Let's Q spits in stock. But those I need to order more for Christmas. That's this week's.
Oh yeah, I did have a
Did you have a look in the
peek.
spare room, Andy? Oh my
You can
word.
barely get in the door now.
But it will be gone. We'll have it empty for the kids for Christmas. How's about that? Right, another one made. We'll just let that sit. Let's have a look at our
Okay.
tandoor. Yeah. Oh, look at the colours of that.
man.
Right, I'm going to grab my thermopen. And hopefully 78, we could go a little bit higher. I want to go to 80 something, but look at them all. Oh,
And it cooks even.
69, so we need a bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So another 5 minutes on those. They're looking good, and then they can go into the sauce and we put the sauce back on.
Right.
Let's have a look at our little pizza. This probably need a little bit more. Oh, it's puffing up.
Oh my days.
Even though it's a flatbread, it's still puffing
I've
up.
got that.
I'll pop it.
That's it, Mum.
Nice.
Right, we've got another one to go on, and then I'm going to show you what we've done to go with it. So, you top these. Move that out of the way, that's for later. I've made a really simple pickled red onion. So this is 1 red onion, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of sugar, and the juice of a lemon. And that's been in there pickling for about 2.5, 3 hours. It's the first thing I did this morning. So that we're going to put that then on top of the lamb. So that lamb's cooking. We've also made a little tomato salad with yellow tomatoes, red tomatoes. This has got a little bit of pesto in it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it smells delicious. So you've got that basil in there. You've got the pine nuts at the. But this is my take on a lahmacun. So we've got those. So we will grab. Let's see a little look and see how this is. That lamb's cooked. If I grab a
Oh, I keep.
pizza peel, we'll have a look at the bottom. Oh,
Oh, timed.
I'll get another one on in a second. Let's do that while we're here. That's on a plate. So again, the key to the super peel.
Hold on.
There's a ridge here. You move the peel, you don't move this hand. So put your hands near it and just push the peel forward. And it pulls it on. And then when you get to the egg, same thing. Leave that hand still, move this hand. And it makes putting things on and off the egg super easy. Right. Let's put it on our board. I think it'll look good on our board. So we are going to put a little bit of pink pickled onions across here. Just grab a little bit out of my fingers. We're going to put a little bit of tomato salad across the top of it.
Add a bit of green.
A little bit of green to make it look pretty. Got a bit of parsley here. Curly parsley from the garden. And that.
Oh, that
is
looks
our lamb.
amazing.
Right. Hey Siri, how long left on the timer?
The timer has about
8 minutes.
to go.
Should we have a look?
Yeah.
So, you've still got 8 minutes on these. Oh, look at them bubbling away.
I mean, there might be slightly less.
Yeah, I reckon another 2 or 3 minutes and they're good. They look delish.
They do.
They taste amazing. Let's have a look at our tikka.
Oh, so someone asked what was that on your peel when you stuck it?
This is a super peel. This, is that what they meant?
I'm not sure.
This is called a super peel. You can buy them from Bakery Bits. I don't sell them, I don't make anything from them. But I've had this like 20 or 30 years now. It's just a baker's cloth that goes around through a slot. And you basically hold this bit and move the peel bit. And it's like a conveyor belt. So it can just lift things up, drop them off. And it makes moving a pizza so simple. And then you can just put them on your work surface, make them on your work surface and pick them up. Just use a flour underneath them that won't soak up water. So something like a rice flour, semolina or polenta. Semolina and polenta are the traditional ways of doing it. Right, let's have a look at these. 77, I'm calling it. We could cook them a little bit more, but I'm going to place a couple of these on the board. We'll get photos of them like that. And then we'll put the others into our sauce. Obviously they'll go into the sauce a bit later. So if I grab
I'm going to stand back a bit. I know what you like.
we'll be fine, Andy. Oh, look at that one. Just put it like that, shouldn't I? It just looks amazing. There we go. I'll take this one, pop it in the sauce. Now this is going to be our dinner tonight, so we will reheat it. There you go. I forgot to show you the tip.
Oh,
hello.
see, I told you. I know you.
Didn't get you. Right, I'll put the last one in.
Don't forget the tip.
Yeah, the tip. Sorry, Andy.
Right.
Right, for those of you who are worried about temperature control, you can do it all with a bottom vent. I'll just put 3 of these back in. It's easier said than done with big fat mittens on, right? So I've spread them around. But if you are worried about temperature control, it's cool enough. Take your normal regulator or daisy wheel, sit it on the top.
Oh, clever.
You've now got temperature control, and you've got your skewers in there.
So can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
Someone said,
I'm just going to mix this up.
put any chips in, or to add smoke, or just as is?
So the question there, because Helena's miles away, was do we put any wood chips in to add smoke, or do we just cook it as is? I am not a massive fan of smoked poultry. In fact, I'm controversial. I'm not a massive fan of standard barbecue with all the smoke on it. So I don't use chips and chunks. But if you do want to use chips and chunks, go for it. See how you like it. We do use chips and chunks when we're doing chili con carne or spaghetti bolognese. It does add a lovely richness to it. If I'm doing pulled pork, I will do it. If I'm doing brisket, I will do it. But they're not my favourite dishes by a long way. I much prefer to do all sorts of other stuff. But it's up to you. Experiment. If you do want to use chips and chunks, what you need to do is put them into the bit that's burning and put them in at the beginning when you put the meat in, because meat takes on flavour, smoke when it's cold and wet. Once it's got past 42, 43 degrees, something like that, you're wasting your money putting chips and chunks in there. It's not going to stick to the food. You're just sending it out the chimney.
Have
Anyway.
you got a pizza on?
Don't forget me crumbles and the lamb.
Yeah, get me other
Look at that bad boy.
puffed up. We'll get another one of those. We'll pop it. In fact, I'll move the curry out the way. We'll pop it this end. We'll put it the other end. So I'll do my usual. Let's do this. Move those slightly. Pop that there. Let's dress it. And then we'll get it over to the girls in a second to have a taste. We'll make a few more for us.
Oh man,
let's
that looks
get-
amazing.
I'll get the crumbles on here. I think 3 will do for now. I'll pop these out. The beauty of the Blaze units, you can just stick them straight onto the top.
That was very well done.
So
Impressed.
let's get these over. Hopefully you won't burn my board. Put one down there.
Oh, look at that lot.
Right. So,
Right.
today's cook,
From this end.
lahmacun. So Turkish pizzas with lamb, tomato salad, some pickled red onions. We've got chicken tikka in the middle, and that will go into our curry. So we've got curry number 42. It's on the website. And then we've got our apple crumble with rum top fruit in there. So boozy.
But you could use any other fruit.
Yeah, you could use any fruit. So beautiful. We're going to eat those.
Yeah, gotta go.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
Overrun a little bit today, but that's not bad for first cook. So, poppers, ideas that you'd like to see us do, have a look at some of the previous ones. They're all online.
We've got someone wants to do an Austrian theme.
Austrian theme.
Schnitzel
Okay, schnitzel, yeah.
and strudel.
Schnitzel and a strudel. We've done a
Say
strudel.
that when
so-
we're drunk.
Yeah. We'll try that later, eh, Andy?
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay. Apple strudel was on our Christmas list anyway, so that's something we were going to do anyway.
We'll tie it in.
So schnitzel with it would be good fun.
So we'll tie it in so it's don't cost it.
Oh yeah, and Sol, my nephew, has just been selected for the England gymnastics team under 14s, and is going to compete in Austria in November. So there you go, perfect. We'll have an Austrian theme and do that around then, maybe. Anyway, ping us ideas.
Tagging photos.
Yeah, if you've got anything you need Big Green Egg wise, just let me know. We can pretty much source everything at the moment. I think the very few things are out of stock at the moment. We have just taken on Kamado Space, so they're a new another table, not in the same league as with Blaze, but beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I installed one in London last week, so hopefully that gentleman is getting on really well with it. I won't say his name, but he was chuffed to bits. So we installed that. They come flat packed, so I can then come and install them. The beauty of that is if you're in a London house and you can't get one of these through the door, then, because these come as whole, then that's a great alternative. We'll get some photos up of those this week on the website. So I think that is it for our first week back. We will be back next Saturday and the Saturday after and the Saturday after that. And sounds like Big Green Egg are also going to advertise these. So they're advertising our cooking classes.
Yay!
So we might see our audience grow. So brilliant. Thank you, Big Green Egg. We look forward to you putting these out. So anyway, have a great week. Give us a shout if you need anything. I'm around all week, I think. I'm playing golf on Tuesday, I think. Anyway, right. So thank you. We'll see you next week.